Every year, more than 300,000 people dig for victory.
Look at that.
Yay!
In the UK's biggest gardening contest, the Royal Horticultural Society's Britain in Bloom.
It's so exciting. I'm thrilled. I'm like a big kid.
But it's about so much more than flowers.
It's really just putting the town back on the map.
Just gonna feel like kings and queens, really.
I'm Chris Bavin. Hello, everybody! And I know my blooms. That takes me back to my days as a flower trader. In this series, I'll be following 15 communities as they try to make where they live
This is my hometown. I want people to be proud of it.
a better place.
Britain in Bloom can and has changed lives.
And come judging day,
Can we have a quick look? It's a great job.
I'll find out if they win bronze, silver or gold.
If you did win, would you try and eat some more vegetables?
No.
Today, these Welsh bloomers are gambling everything on their biggest project yet.
We can look at it. Today, we can't go and see it.
You can't even work on it.
No.
But on judging day, will their hurry to finish cost them gold?
That looks good. Is it spelled right?
I think so.
I'm visiting the gateway to the North Wales coast, Prestatyn. Located in Denbighshire, between the Irish Sea and the rolling Clwydian Hills. Prestatyn was a sleepy fishing village until the arrival of the railways in the 1840s, when the town became one of the first Welsh tourist resorts. With its long beaches, clean seas and popularity with sunseekers, it earned the name Sunny Prestatyn. To help keep visitors coming, the town's been entering bloom on and off since the 1980s, but they've only won gold once 5 years ago. I've come to the seaside to meet the Prestatyn bloomers who in recent years have struggled to get that all-important gold. I want to find out why it's eluded them and what they plan to do to turn the tide this year. The duo leading this year's entry into the large town category is local GP James Davies and Rachel Assel, the council's event planner. Hello, Rachel.
Good morning.
James.
Hello, morning.
Nice to meet you both. Tell me about Prestatyn. What's it like?
We've got a blue flag, wide sandy beach. We're just an hour away from the major cities in the northwest, and the town is thriving as a result.
And how long have you lived in the area? Did you grow up here?
My family date back years and years. They were one of the first families in the town, so Prestatyn's really special to me.
Tell me about Bloom. How long have you been doing it?
So I've been doing it 8 years, and it was about trying to improve the economic viability of the town.
It's about making the place look fantastic. So when people arrive here in their car, they think this is a well-kept, tidy town. It's worth spending our money here.
Prestatyn has been benefiting from visitors since the Victorian times. Its heyday was in the 1930s when Prestatyn's holiday camp was built. Nowadays, the demands of tourism have changed.
Prestatyn attracts increasingly day trippers as opposed to those staying longer. And Bloom is so important in terms of welcoming day trippers, because if they see a town that's thriving, they're more likely to return.
So what are you going to do this year to make sure you get that gold?
So we've got 3 big projects this year, which will add something different to the judging route and hopefully impress the judge enough to raise us up that level.
To up their game and wow the judge, Prestatyn will focus on 3 brand new projects. First up, Morpher Gateway. This old refuse tip will be given a complete environmental overhaul. The bloomers want to rip out the overgrown weeds to create a new community area. Next, their Pride of Place Heritage project. The recently decommissioned railway signal box has been earmarked for an ambitious makeover. finally, Pendry Park, a neglected garden at the top of the high street, will be transformed into a vibrant public event space. There's only 4 weeks to go until Judging Day, so I'm heading straight to their key environmental project on the edge of town, the Old Tip, where volunteers of all ages are already hard at work. Hello, everybody. Hello, Chris. I'm meeting one of the organisers of this project, retired business manager Peter Harrison.
Hello, mate.
Hiya, Chris. How you doing?
All right, yeah, you?
Yeah, great. Thanks. Smashing day for it.
It is, and they're all here in force, aren't they? That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was either double maths or come and help us today. It's a voluntary, so...
That's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Absolutely, mate, yeah.
So, tell me, what is this area?
This area is the Morpher Gateway in Prestatyn. It was originally a landfill site. The whole of the area was a landfill site.
Oh, wow.
This is the last bit. That was actually the refuse tip in the past. So what we're doing as community groups is going to clear it out and make it into a community space.
What will it look like when it's done?
Yeah, my vision for this area when we're done is literally a wide open space with wildflower beds and with recreational areas. I don't want it to be multi-use.
But, I mean, it's an enormous space. To say it's overgrown, I think, would be an understatement.
Yeah.
You've only got a month.
Yeah.
Can it be done?
We're going to try our hardest.
Brilliant. Right, well, you haven't got long, so shall I give you a hand?
Yeah.
What is it we're doing?
Well, we're going to expose some of these boulders, these granite boulders, and just to see what we've got before the bulldozers move in next week.
Right, let's do it.
To most people, these giant granite blocks are just rubbish, but ever-resourceful Peter sees them as a vital part of the plan.
Nobody knows where they're from or what they are, but we're going to use these for the community project. I think they'll make a smashing feature, and they would cost a fortune to buy, so it's about upcycling and recycling, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Oh, I think that's it for you for today, Chris. Would you like to go and help somebody else?
Yeah, why not?
Locals haven't always felt safe in this area, so even the police are lending a hand.
Hello.
Hello, Chris.
So how come you're out here doing a litter pick? That doesn't seem like the normal role of a community support officer.
The reason the police have got involved is that it was really overgrown and there was a lot of antisocial behaviour, especially in the evenings. It could be quite intimidating, and we just thought it'd be a good idea to get it stripped, work with other community groups and try and get rid of some of that antisocial behaviour, make it nice for the community again.
What about Bloom in the wider community? Does it help reduce crime?
Yeah, it does help. Obviously the youths won't be congregating here and it'll just be a much nicer area to look at.
They've collected 21 bags of rubbish in just 2 hours, but this is still way off being a gold-winning project. Next, I'm off to meet James at the railway station, where I've heard there's an unusual heritage project they've added to the route.
James. How are you, mate?
Hi.
You all right?
Yeah, great, thank you.
What are you doing?
I'm filling some troughs ready for a project in front of us, in fact, the old signal box. Last year's judging report was positive. There were lots of constructive comments. We were told that the route was perhaps becoming a little bit stale. We were lacking something new. So the signal box gives us the opportunity to take the judge to somewhere completely different. So it's been an operational signal box until several weeks ago when it was scheduled for demolition. A community effort, community campaign succeeded in persuading Network Rail that it should be saved.
And why was it so important to you and other members of the community?
It tells a story about the development of the town. Without it, without the railway, the town would still be a small village.
The signal box was built back in 1848 when the railway arrived in Prestatyn. Since then, it's barely changed, even using the original Victorian bell and lever signalling system up until 2 months ago, when it was put out of service as the signals were finally upgraded.
So what will you do with it? What's the idea?
We can hold events there. It may even be possible for a small business to run from it.
So can we go over and see it?
We can look at it. Today we can't go and see it because it's part of the operational railway, but we're really hoping that we can work with Network Rail to get access.
So as it stands now, today, you can't even work on it?
No.
Right. And we have a month until the judge is going to be... Will the judge be allowed to go and see it?
Well, he needs to be able to, clearly, for it to work.
James is clearly upping the ante for judging, but I hope it doesn't send their plans for gold off the rails. At least the Bloomers have got access to their final location, which is Pendry Park, a neglected memorial garden. I'm meeting Rachel here to find out why they're adding this to the route.
Hello.
Hello.
What is this place?
So it's one of our sort of community gardens, one of the public spaces in town. One of the ones, to be honest, that we haven't shown on our judging route previously.
This looks like a lovely space. Why have you not shown this area off before?
It's a bit overgrown. It's not necessarily been at the standard that we would like it to have been for the judging.
What's it going to look like when it's finished?
We want it to be used by the community much more. We want it to be a place where people will just come, you know, where you can bring a picnic, but we also want to be able to hold events here.
The plan is to open up the front of the park to encourage locals and visitors to come in. But first, they need to make room for public events on the green.
So, at the moment, you've got a whacking great big flower bed.
Yes.
Which doesn't lend itself to having events. So, is this going?
Yes.
No way?
Yes.
This feels strange. I'm used to planting flowers, not ripping them all out. I can't see how this is going to get them a gold.
Well done. It's looking good.
It's coming on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely getting there.
It's taking shape, but I mean, you've still got an incredible amount of work to do.
Yes.
Still think you can do it?
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. Well, look, I can't wait to come back and see it in all its glory, and I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
See you later. Well done, everybody.
Bye.
It's clear the Prestatyn Bloomers care an awful lot, and it's obvious the whole town is right behind them. But they've taken on some very big projects, and they haven't got an awful lot of time in which to do them. If they're going to get that gold, I think they're going to need more than just a little bit of luck. The man who will decide if Prestatyn deserves gold again is Jim Goodwin, who's been judging for 24 years.
I've judged Prestatyn 6 or 7 times. Prestatyn has always given a good horticultural element and a community element, but I think in recent years, they've fallen behind a little bit. Prestatyn need to think about expanding into the future, looking at new projects. I think if you're going to achieve gold, keeping the same itinerary every year is not a good thing. So I'm hoping this year that there will be an improvement in that area.
Now there's just 1 week left until judging, and with 3 big projects on the go, the Prestatyn Bloomers are cutting it fine. At the old tip on the edge of town, Peter's team has already shifted 5 tons of rubbish and weeds. The site's now ready for the next stage, heaving those granite blocks we uncovered.
We've now actually found about 30 blocks. About 24 of them we can actually use because they're all a uniform size. And what we're going to do today is, using the heavy lifting equipment, we're going to move some granite blocks to make raised beds. Going to give the plan to the digger driver, and away we go.
That plan looks sketchy. Peter's idea is to bloom up the site by creating 6 raised beds with the half-ton blocks.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he? Oh.
After 2 hours of skilled work, The pile of boulders has been shifted and the raised beds are ready for planting.
I'm feeling elated, to be honest. It's just absolutely amazing when you consider just a few weeks ago this was actually a rubbish tip. This is just the outline. This is the blank canvas at the moment. So when we fill it all up with all the nice plants, it's going to be fantastic.
Next up is the signal box. With 1 week to go before judging, James and the team have finally been granted special access to the site. It's next to the busy train line, so they have to work under strict safety regulations. And they've only got a tiny window of just 3 hours to create a gold standard bloom display from scratch.
There's lots to do, and it is always a rush to get everything done, but this has to be one of the tightest timescales we've had yet.
The pressure's on. First, they need to trim the overgrown grass around the box.
Can the scaffolders come on now?
They can then build the scaffolding to attach the troughs filled with colourful busy lizzies. With the clock ticking, they've got to build and paint a planter.
Good.
Which will be filled with soil and eventually hardy plants. And all too soon, time's up.
It's been one of the hottest days of the year today, and we've been wrapped up in this orange stuff, but we've actually done quite a lot.
The team will only be allowed access again in 5 days' time, the day before the judge arrives.
We're pretty pleased, but there's still a fair bit to do before judging, so we really have our fingers crossed.
Across town in Pendry Park, Rachel and the team have removed the middle bed to make the green ready for public events. Plus, they've cleared the front bed.
Somebody came and told us that Prestatyn used to be known as the Rose Garden of North Wales. So we thought, oh, that's quite a nice theme, actually. So this is mainly going to be a rose bed. The roses are going in as we speak. When I look back and I think of how overgrown this bit was, and there was a random hedge just in the middle of it. As soon as the bush was cut back, the area opened up, and you can see the whole gardens now from the road as people are passing.
Rachel's been working 18-hour days to get the town ready.
I haven't seen my little boy all day, but hopefully when the work is done, it'll be worth it. And for my little boy, it'll be somewhere I can bring him to play. And I think it's important that he sees that we need to improve what we can do.
It's now the day before judging, and I'm returning to sunny Prestatyn.
The high street looks nice and colourful, lots of bunting. Planters are overflowing. Looks like they've been busy.
My first stop is the old refuse tip. Last time I visited, it was an overgrown corner. Now it feels more open, and I love those recycled raised beds. But it all seems very unfinished.
Hello.
Hello, Chris.
All right, mate.
Looks different.
It does, doesn't it? How are you? You
Very well, very well. Nice to see you. Hello.
All right, mate.
So these are the granite blocks that were buried over there?
Yeah, you helped us uncover a few of them last time you were here, Chris.
Incredible.
These bloomers rely on donations and grants to keep going, but these have dried up for now, so they've only managed to fill one of the 6 beds with lobelia and helianthus.
It's a shame they're not all going to be planted up for judging day, and it's a shame that you run out of money, but that's how it goes. But if you think about how this site has transformed, that's a great step forward.
It is a fantastic step forward. People didn't feel safe walking past there in the evening and what have you, and we think now that it's opened out a lot more, people can see more around them and feel safer, so we're very proud.
Right, I'm going to go and have a look at the rest of Prestatyn. I wish you the very best of luck for judging day tomorrow.
Thanks, Chris.
Good luck,
Thanks
gentlemen.
For all your
Well
help.
done.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
This area's taken some great steps forward. It's such a shame they ran out of money, and this is what the judge is going to see. I just hope it doesn't cost them.
Next up, the heritage signal box. With the judge arriving tomorrow, James and the team are cutting it fine to get it ready.
Hello, you're all looking very colourful. What's happening?
We have access to the signal box and we're about to start day 2 of the works that we were looking to do.
Once again, due to Network Rail safety restrictions, we've a limited time of 3 hours. So the first of many jobs is to replace the rusting Prestatyn sign.
That looks good.
It does.
Is it spelled right?
I think so.
With 2 hours left, we need to fill the large planter with a gold standard display of blooms, including scabious, foxglove and cordyline. And there's just time to get a hurried lick of paint on the old wooden staircase. Time's up. These are the last changes the team can make before Judge Jim sees it tomorrow.
Considering you've only had access for not even 2 days, I think you've done a marvellous job.
Yeah, it's a good start.
You think the judge will be impressed?
I hope so. Fingers crossed.
I'm going to wish you the very best of luck for tomorrow. I'm going to go and get this off before I faint. Well done. Good luck.
Thanks.
My final visit is to Pendry Park, the last new stop on the judging route. And hello, there seems to be a party going on.
Wow. Look at that.
Like it? Surprised?
I am surprised and I do like it. I love it. You couldn't see past that tree before.
No.
I mean, it's a complete transformation.
It is. That was the plan. We would really like it if you'd open the gardens for us.
No way.
Yes, please.
No way.
Would you
Seriously.
do the honours? Yeah.
Oh, and it is an honour. I now officially announce Park Pendry officially open. Look at that. Well done. Brilliant. Well done.
Well, come on in. I think it's cake time.
It's always cake time, isn't it?
I had my doubts about removing that central bed, but seeing the volunteers enjoying the lawn for the first time has changed my mind.
How does it feel with seeing people sat out here using the space in the way that you intended it?
Makes all the hard work worth it, to be honest. I hope everyone else feels like that.
So, judging day,
Oh, yeah.
tomorrow, if you manage to get that gold that you really want, I mean, how would that feel?
Oh, we'd be thrilled. And there'd be more cake and pims, put it that way.
Brilliant. Well, look, I think you deserve a glass of something refreshing and a nice slice of cake, but I wish you the very, very best of luck.
Thank you.
Tomorrow. Here's to Prestatyn in bloom.
Cheers.
I may have been too quick to judge the Prestatyn bloomers. Granted, not everything has gone according to plan, but they have made some real progress with some ambitious projects. I just hope the judge can see past the fact not everything is finished.
Judging day has dawned and everyone's helping make the town look shipshape.
It's early morning, isn't it?
Peter's at the old tip with a team of volunteers doing a last-minute tidy.
Very nervous at the minute, so we're doing a quick litter pick so it looks a little bit better for when the judge appears.
I'm too nervous. as soon as it starts, then the nerves will go.
The bloomers can do no more as Judge Jim Goodwin has arrived.
I think it's going to be a particularly interesting day today. They're keen to improve, so I'll be looking to see if there's anything new, any new ideas have come forward. Well, good morning to you. Morning, Mr. Mayor. Hello, Rachel. Hello, James.
Hello,
Nice
Jim.
to be back.
They've got a strict 3-hour schedule to get around the town and see all the key sites on the judging route. And they're off in a vintage bus reminiscent of Prestatyn's heyday.
Good morning.
First on the route is the signal box, which Prestatyn fought hard to keep and then do up. Mayor Anton Sampson is waiting anxiously at the gate.
I'm extremely nervous because usually we like to turn up, do a litter pick, do a bit of watering and just make sure everything's spot on, and obviously we can't do that here.
Morning.
They've got all the safety gear, but no idea what Jim's going to think about the signal box.
We've put up a new town sign. We've put troughs on the side. We've repainted the steps up.
Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Good job you kept it. A lot of history in that box, isn't there?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
I thought there was a wonderful experience. A little bit of heritage that's been retained. It's good to see.
Next, the judge is off to the old tip where Peter and Steve are waiting.
Hello there.
Hello, Jim. We meet again.
Yes, we do indeed.
How
yeah.
are you?
I'm
You
fine.
okay? So what we did is clear this first, and now people use it on an everyday basis.
And they're your granite blocks,
And
aren't
they're
they?
the granite blocks, Jim, yeah.
Crikey.
What we've done is just planted one bed at the end to give you the flavour of what we're thinking.
As a judge, it's nice to see new projects, and this is quite exciting, isn't it?
I think it went well. He was very encouraging, very encouraging.
It's a really tough project, but I think it's going to be great when it's finished.
Then it's up to Pendry Park, where the Bloomers are hoping Jim can see the huge changes they've made here.
That's a vast improvement. Yes, it looks much, much better. I like that. And now you've dealt with the oak at the bottom. Very good. Well done, all of you.
Thank you.
Finally, with no time to spare, the judge is whisked down the high street.
These are beautiful this year, aren't they? They're really, really good.
Before finishing at the spectacular viewpoint.
Good afternoon, how are you? I like those.
Then it's all over and time to celebrate with a pint at the pub.
Well, it's been a great visit today. Weather's been perfect, great tour, seen some new things, which is always a good thing, and the best of the luck in the competition. I appreciated the fact that the route had changed today, and it was great to see some unexpected things as we went round, and also see areas of the town I hadn't seen before. So that was good for me.
Last night I sat and I questioned why on earth we put ourselves through this every year, but actually as soon as it's over and you look around the town and you see people enjoying the work that you've done and you see just the town looking clean and tidy and really welcoming, that's what we want, and that's what I think we've got.
We really, really want to win a gold medal again, and I think we've shown the judge a number of sites that definitely would be worthy of a gold medal.
Well, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
At the ceremony, the Prestatyn Bloomers were awarded a silver gilt. They were only 5 points off that elusive gold, so everyone was delighted. They're looking forward to getting full access to that signal box soon.